Hello, hello. The egg is still yellow. We are still working away on our yellow. I keep finding stuff I want to do. And I keep adding to it. So we are still on yellow. Yeah, I agreed. I really love this yellow. I love this shade that I was able to get. So I wanted to take advantage of it because I love it. I think it turned out really well. That, and I think what makes this design on Ducky here pop so well is the addition of that gold. So I don't want to rush it. I want to take advantage of it. Oh, I'm sorry you had a rough day at work. That sucks. Rough days at work are never fun. Oh, yes. So, wow, yellow. So I bailed on D&D. Oh, no. Sometimes things like that can help a rough day at work. Sometimes it's just, you're like, you had such a bad day at work. It's like, even being around people you like, you're like, I can't people. So I get it. I used to have rough days at work and I just would get overwhelmed and I couldn't people anymore. I would just have to go home and zone out. Thank you. What color are my nails today? Welcome to the Kitty Club. Thank you. Your floofs. I remember, I think his name's Matt. I remember when he found them under his house. And I followed their journey all the way until their adoption. So it was very cool. It's very cool to watch their journey. Yeah. I watched those little floofs from the very beginning when he discovered them under his house. And then when they got adopted. That was so great. It's been wonderful to watch them. Did I just start this live? I did. Yeah, I did. I started a little bit late. They are so sweet. Yeah. So I've got a 17-year-old cat that I rescued / stole from an ex-boyfriend's brother. Long story. So I haven't done the kitten thing in about 17 years. So it's tomorrow will be 1 week. 1 week that we've had our new little floof. He's used to us now. He's more comfortable around our house. And he's just a little ball of chaos. It's wonderful. I love it. I'm very happy. Nice for my kids to get to experience the whole kitten thing. They've only ever had very old animals, so my youngest has finally met someone that can keep up with her energy, which is nice. My kitties are running amok right now. Okay, so I'm just penciling. So just for anybody that wasn't here on Sunday, we adopted her age 1.5, so I never got to kitten. You know what? It's an experience. I was looking for an adult cat to adopt, but I couldn't find one that was good with kids and dogs and cats, which is a tall order, but I was looking. But then we found this kitten that was good with kids and dogs and other cats, so we jumped on it. And by we, I mean I adopted the kitten and then sent my husband a series of cryptic text messages. His name, we have decided, is Gigi Zeppi. Zeppi because his name from the shelter was Zeppelin. And then Gigi after Kiki's Delivery Service, the black kitty cat, voiced by Phil Hartman in the English version. Yeah, Gigi. So, Gigi Zeppi. So I was like, let's find our cat. Oh, too funny. Sometimes you just gotta take those risks, you know? Sometimes you just gotta take those risks. So, hello. So since last Sunday, I posted a couple videos on this. I added in a little bit of extra detailing on here, which I quite like. It's kind of different. I think it's quite... I have 12 cats right now. Oh my gosh, I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. I would love that. So we added in just some like little detailing. And then I added in last Sunday the dots here and some little line work here. And then I knew I married the right man when we flew out. Oh, that's so nice. I knew I married the right man when he responded to my cryptic text messages with the, did you borrow a kitten or adopt a kitten? And I just sent him pictures of our children holding the kitten. And then he immediately started fighting me on the name. I was like, he's put up with a lot. He's put up with a lot over the years, bless his heart. A kitten is not the worst thing I've ever done. Oh, probably the time I took garden shears to a water line in our basement. The kitten's not as bad as that, so. Anyways, I'm going to fellow Yuki. Oh, hello! I'm Canadian. I'm Ukrainian heritage. Ukrainian, Polish, Swedish, I'm a mutt. I'm a mix. But my great grandmother, here's hers. This is my great grandmother's pisanka that she did. This is about 40, 50 years old. So that is where this art form comes from in my lineage. It's my maternal side. So I love having that here. Okay, here we go. Let's get our fire going. Go to my mom's side for the Yuki. Oh yeah, there's a lot of Yukis that settled in Canada over the last sort of 100 years, especially on the prairies. If anybody's seen Kathy from Ukrainian Accessories, she is visiting her parents in Saskatchewan right now, and she's got a series on, I think it's on her TikTok as well. It's for sure on her Instagram, where she is, she's going back and going back through the history of her lineage here in Canada. So here's my idea for the last little bit. It's on TikTok as well. Okay, cool. I for sure saw it on Instagram. I hadn't seen it on TikTok yet, but I knew for sure it was on Instagram. So if you haven't seen that yet, you guys should go check it out. Ukrainian Egg Accessories here on TikTok and or Instagram. I am going to add this little kind of, essentially, this little design here with these white lines. I really like that. I think it's cute. I think it added quite a bit. So I'm going to put it on here, and then I'm going to add some flowers. I'm going to outline them in yellow. I think I'm going to do some cross hatching in yellow on the center, and then I'm going to fill them in with blue, which is a choice. Or maybe I don't do that, and maybe I outline that. Okay. I'm for sure doing the centers in yellow. I might not do the rest of the flower in yellow, the outline in yellow. I probably shouldn't. Sorry, changing my mind halfway through. Okay, let me get my kitska going. I freehanded this design on. I was just sort of winging it. But I found, after I winged it, if you guys ever are doing something like this, just taking a pencil line and giving yourself, oh, thank you very much. I'm going to say your name wrong. Dramarowski. I'm so sorry. I'm so terrible with pronouncing screen names. I'm so sorry. Going mushrooms on it. Ooh, I love mushrooms on an egg. They look so cute. They look so good. They look so cute. Is that textured raised there in the middle of that big star shape? So this is the wax is why it's raised. It's a wax relief method. Flowers and mushrooms. That's gonna look so cute. So cute. My favorite pair of shorts. Oh no, I'm sorry. Been there. Roxy. Gotcha. Dramarowski. Drama Roxy. Thank you. Sorry, Drama Roxy. I will get it. It just might take me a while. But yeah, if you're ever doing a design like this, agreed. Very pretty name. Have it giving yourself a sort of a guide, so then your other... Actually, you know what I will do also? I'm just gonna give myself another... So my line, you guys know me, I kind of just go in and wing it and freehand the entire thing. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. This definitely, like these ones over here are smaller than like this guy over here. By this guy, I mean this triangle diamond shape. Because I was just freehanding this and it's not exactly accurate. You can always go in with like a tailor's tape, a tailor's measuring tape, and mark stuff on your eggs. I don't, because it's not in my nature, I guess. I don't know. I just wing it. But giving yourself these little sort of guidelines can help you. Oh, I kind of like that. It's just penciled in there, but I can't... Am I going to change my mind? I might change my mind. I might put these little wingy guys up above this line and put a line in here. I kind of like it. Oh dear, am I going to completely rethink my design right now? Or am I just going to... Oh, let's just wing it and see what happens. Let's just start... You know, let me put the centers on all these little flowers and then I'll make my mind up about this. Because I know for sure I want these little circles and I want it cross-hatched. So let's do that because I know for sure I want that. And then when I inevitably change my mind in 5 minutes, we'll just deal with that when the time comes. So. Dun, 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 dun. This is a big old ostrich egg. I am doing a Slavic folk art. This is called pisanke. It is very similar to batik, if you've ever seen that. It's a wax relief method. Yeah, future Christina's problem. Christina in 20 minutes problem. She can figure that out. So, I've got my little tool here. It's called a kitska. And I use beeswax. So basically what I'm doing right now is I'm using the beeswax to seal in... Hey, Danielle! To seal in this yellow color. So you warm your tool up in whatever form of fire you got, and you just melt the beeswax in here into this little sort of funnel part of the tool, and it's surface tension that keeps it from coming out here. So, but when you do touch a surface, that's when the wax comes out. So this is called writing a pisanka. is what I am doing here. So I always like to wipe down the sides of my tool, less of a chance of blobbing. Although, those of you that have been here a while, we do know that I had something completely different planned for these triangles, but then a blob of wax came out, and then Danielle, damn child, her idea was to turn it into like a Black-Eyed Susans. If anybody is familiar with that flower, it's kind of like a daisy where the petals go down. I was doing the melt. Yes. Taking the wax off. Oh, I love taking the wax off. I love taking the wax off. It feels like a magic trick. That's like my favorite, one of my favorite parts of doing this is the big reveal at the end. And like never knowing, you don't know what you're going to get until the very end. It always feels like a magic trick to me. It's my favorite part. Okay. So we're just going to go around. Try to even it out as best we can. Okay. Bees, yeah, it smells so wonderful. You can see how raised up that is. Personally have managed to burn things. I can tell you're new. I think I'm losing track of all the fires I've set during these lives. I accidentally burned myself with wax. Set my tool on fire multiple times. There was also the weekend where I accidentally set a roll of paper towel on fire. That was exciting. My apologies to anybody that was here during that. Did not mean to freak you out. So sorry. Yeah, shirt sleeves, paper, hair, paper towel, tools. Yeah. I have the heart, not the coordination to do this art form. So, you know, we just do our best. Okay. You know what the most, I will agree, the most wonderful, we may have had a mask on. That's always my favorite, walking into schools, in classrooms and being like, okay, kids, time for open flame and hot wax. And you watch all like the teachers and the parent supervisors just like eyes bug out of their head. Like, oh my God, what? What are we doing? My apologies if I'm missing any questions or anything in the comments. I get looking down at my egg and I miss things, but there are several other people in the chat right now that are either familiar with this art form or they do this themselves. So they can answer any questions you have. What are the size of tips available under Pittsburgh? I have no idea. I don't know. I get all my supplies from Ukrainian Accessories, and she's got everything from heavy down to like extra fine. I just joined and it looks like you were tattooing a lemon. That sounds like it would be fun. No, this is an old Slavic folk art called pisanke, and this is actually an ostrich egg. And so this is, as I said, a very old Slavic folk art, and it's decorative eggs. If you've ever seen those decorative eggs around Easter time, that's what these are. Or if you ever saw that Reading Rainbow episode when you were a really little kid, that's what these are. That's what these are. So it's sort of like, it's very similar to batik. If you are familiar with batik, it's like a wax relief method. So what I'm doing right now is I'm using beeswax to seal in this yellow color. So wherever I'm putting the wax right now, it is sealing in this yellow color. And then at the end, I'm going to remove all the wax at the very, very end, and then my design will be revealed. So kind of like this one. So this is one that is completely finished. So this was, so I started with white and I put all of the wax on it, laid all my line work down. Ducky, the non-binary peafowl. Little bit of a mascot on my page. But yeah, so anywhere you see white, that was what I first laid down. And then I dipped it in yellow, and wherever I wanted it to be yellow, I added the dye, and then I dipped it in green, and wherever I wanted it to be green, I put the wax on, and then the blue, and so on and so forth until until the very end. And then I took all the wax off. An appearance of ducky means we finish our, yes, if you're if you're playing the CCL drinking game that Sarah invented, then yes, you would take a sip right now. You're on a date? That's very exciting. That is very, I love that you're on a date watching a folk art, an old Slavic folk art on a TikTok live. That's fantastic. I love it. I love it. And he's okay watching lives. I love it. I love it. And we are playing Yahtzee. That sounds like a fantastic date, actually. That sounds like a great date. Okay. What is Christina doing? Okay, so what I'm going to do, I think I'm for sure going to do this part, but I'm going to put my lines on. So this little cross where my lines meet up, that has to be in between where these two pencil lines intersect, so that I kind of, you know, I don't have one that's like super tall or one that's super short. It'll kind of give me the right spacing on each one. Don't know if that makes sense or not, but that's what I'm going with. And I'm going to go in with my Derlin style Kitska. She's coming. No promises. Absolutely no promises. Okay. Just getting my tool warmed up, and then we're gonna go in here. Here we go. So I've got my arm resting on my paper towel. If you are ever considering working on an ostrich, that paper towel is key, let me tell you. Oh my gosh. Or just something to rest your arm on. Okay, so we're going to start with that. And I'm just going to go all the way around and see where we're at and see how I feel about everything. Randomly throw. You converged to baby eggs now or still want the baby eggs? Baby eggs? Oh crap. Jody, I saw that you wrote me some messages and I'm behind. I saw that you wrote me them and I haven't read them yet. I apologize. I am behind. I'm behind on all my messages on every platform. I'm behind on life. I got a new kitten. I'm pretty sure he peed on my bed the other day. He's gotten very comfortable in my house. I'm a little bit of a mess right now, more than normal. So we got a new little spirit in the house, and got a new dynamic going. He's such a chill little dude until it comes to food, and then oh my god, zero chill. What kind of kitten? He's a black little baby void. I don't know anything about. He's short hair, I guess, a black short hair. He was rescue. I think they found a mom with a litter of kittens as like a stray kind of a situation. Looked at the mom for adoption, but unfortunately she was sort of kind of semi-feral. Like not good with kids, not good with dogs, not good with other cats. So was not able to take her because I have all three. I have a cat, a dog, and 2 kids. So it would not have worked, unfortunately. But there was 1 kitten left. 8 weeks old. Tomorrow will be 9. They had to guesstimate on the age, of course, because they don't know exactly when Mama had the kittens, but about 8 weeks old. So tomorrow we'll be turning 9 weeks old. So he's very sweet. He is very content to just walk around the house in my shirt. I've taken to scooping him up and just putting him in my shirt and walking around the house, and he's like, yeah, I'm fine with this. This is good. I'm fine with it. It's a very sweet little thing. Why did you empty this one before? So this one came this way. Sarah, note on here is Pray for a Riot. She sent me this. It is from the Etsy shop Eggs, Etc. And it like came in absolutely pristine, beautiful condition. And yeah, and like some of the other eggs I've had given to me, not complaining, just explaining, but like some of these goose eggs or duck eggs that I got from my husband's aunt, like some of the, like you can see like this, like the holes aren't centered, and you know, they're kind of a little bit misshapen. Like they obviously did not have like a proper tool set to do these, but like this one, you can tell it was professionally done. It's like completely symmetrical. It's like very good. So wear a hoodie backwards and stuff him in the hood. I should. But to answer your question, sorry, Jody, I got distracted. I'm all sizes, working on all sizes. I just, Big Mama is taking all of my time right now. It's kind of becoming a nice little summer project. It's my little summer project. So. See, and I've heard that brown cats are like super hard to find. Like they're kind of like they're rare. Like they're like hard to find, hard to get. That's what I got told. Have the bubble. Actually, we're thinking we're gonna get a leash and a harness and train him to walk on a leash is what we're thinking we're gonna do. It's what my husband was suggesting. I think my husband wants to try to leash train him. Which I think means my husband wants a puppy. Which will probably be a future project. Yeah, my mom had a Siamese cat back in the 70s. Tabbies, but not, yeah, dark, like just plain solid dark brown, like, or just brown cats are super rare. You do not see them. Like, they're super rare. There's a reason for it, and I can't. There's like an actual, like, it's a genetic, sciencey science thing, whole explanation that I have completely forgotten because headspace is limited currently. So very, very limited. Recessive genes. There's the word. Can I show Ducky? I can. Why? Does your date want to see him? So this is peacock, but we decided the peacock is non-binary. So this is Ducky, the non-binary peafowl, named Ducky because it's on a duck egg. Or they are on a duck egg. Danielle named this one Ducky. So, we love Ducky. So much fun. Quite like how that one turned out. So this one was done, Queer Quills. If you haven't checked them out here on TikTok, she did a quilling version of Ducky, which you guys should go and check out on her page. It's very, like, she did an amazing job. Oh, Tom, thank you. So I'm sort of doing this side. The reason I have Ducky out is I'm sort of doing, obviously, a big old version. Similar. This is sort of, this is like, I'm doing a version of this on Big Mama here. So, this is my first ostrich. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I have been learning a lot. Always wanted to do an ostrich egg. Does the egg being yellow have any effect on any of the colors you want to do over it? So I started, it was just like a white, like your regular kind of white cream color ostrich egg. And then I had to prep it with, believe it or not, I had to scrub it down with toilet bowl cleaner. And then I soaked it in vinegar. I gave it a good wash, and then I soaked it in vinegar. Just to, there's like, it's almost like a glossy kind of like a, not residue, but a surface, like a coating, just naturally occurring on the ostrich egg. But that kind of glossy coating keeps it from being receptive to the dyes. So you have to, when working on ostrich eggs, you have to remove that first, which is why I had to scrub it down with the toilet bowl cleanser. And you're welcome, Danielle. With the toilet bowl cleanser and then do the vinegar wash in order to take that kind of that glossy coating off, and then you start dyeing it. Some of you saw me trying, well, I succeeded. I shouldn't say trying. I succeeded last Sunday. I have a big old plastic popcorn bowl. Okay, I'm going to do this center guy, because I think I'm going to do some cross hatching in yellow in the center there as well. But first I'm going to go in with the line work before I make that commitment. Excuse me. Everybody take a drink. I'm dehydrated. I'm dry. Drink your water. Drink your beer. Drink your wine. Whatever you got. I don't discriminate. Your herbal tea. Usually I have herbal tea, but it's summer and it's hot. My house is a sauna. It kind of freaks me out that ostrich eggs. Yeah, it's the texture. It's sort of like quail eggs, right? I do a vinegar rinse on these guys usually. Sometimes, not always. But they've got quite a texturized shell as well. Some people do sand down their ostrich eggs before they work on them. Thank you, Fires and Smoke. Yeah, I've been very dry lately. 'Cause the whole kind of west side of this continent is having a rough go. I feel like it's just kind of all over this continent, let's be honest. Everybody's having a rough go right now. What was I saying? What was I doing? Okay, I like this so far. I'm happy. My friend has chickens and warned me not to wash them because it ruins the bloom. Correct. The reason why like farm fresh eggs last so long and like you don't need to refrigerate them, it's just like whatever naturally occurring on the surface of the eggshell like keeps it from going bad. So you don't have to refrigerate them. But of course, eggs we buy from the store have been, you know, processed and washed with God knows what and all of that. So again, more sciencey science stuff and reasons for things, which I had in my brain at one point in time, but pandemic brain, you know. Panama, Pandarosa, Panera bread brain is gone. My brain is Swiss cheese. I used to remember like I could walk up to a 12 top and remember all the drink orders and appetizers and all that and not have to write it down. I could remember everything for school, for my exams. My brain just does not hold information like it used to. So I could have, yeah, some people do. I like the textured surface. I think it's like cool looking. I also felt like because it's my first ostrich, I also kind of felt like sanding down the surface of it is like intermediate level, and I'm still a beginner, so I blame it on the mom brain. It's just been compounding. Like I you know, I had one kid and then I had two kids and I was like, oh man. Like, oh, and then, you know, I feel like the closer I get to 40, the more I'm like, is this early onset dementia? Like, is this early onset Alzheimer's maybe? And then the whole neurodivergent thing doesn't help, let's be honest. The working memory is not great. Not great. Not my strongest suit on a good day, but certainly not anymore. But that's okay. This is why I have, you know, Google Home and Alexa. I can shout timers at them and grocery lists at them, and I have a phone I can put reminders in. I have all these things just to be a functional adult. Just to be, no, it's late onset 2020. Realize the egg is giving me Cher Horowitz energy right now. I love it. As F. It's a total Betty. Sorry, I promise you I will not quote you that entire movie. I could, but I won't. You know, can I remember my kid's tutoring session? You know, nope, completely forget about that. Can I quote you the entirety of the movie Clueless? Yes, I can. So, riddle me how that works. Some more wax in here. What color? Did I never answer that? I don't think I did. I'm sorry. I am all over the place. Menchie the cat, my favorite. Hollow Taco, my favorite brand. The brand that Simply Nailogical on YouTube. Your As If was spot on. I might have seen that movie close to 700 times. You're a virgin who can't drive. I might have said that to my 9-year-old the other day when she was giving me sass. I might have looked at her and said, yeah, well, you're a virgin who can't drive. I might have said that. He's a fan of the wax. Everybody's a fan of the wax. Everybody's. It's the best part, the wax melting into the kitska. It's the best part. We love it. I know, I absolutely 100% parenting skills A++. You know what? You got to give them something to talk about in therapy, right? Got to give her something to talk about in therapy. I absolutely 100% follow Alicia Silverstone on here. I couldn't not. Alicia Silverstone made me wonder if I was into women. Don't think you're alone. Turns out I'm into everyone. Oh, yeah, I hear that. It's only as an adult, like, looking back on some of the movies from my childhood, I'm like, oh, that's why I was really, like, I was maybe a little bit too into Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman. I was maybe a little bit too into it. Like, maybe a little bit. Maybe not, but maybe a little bit too into it. Turns out I love that. I feel like The Mummy is one of those other movies. A lot of people had their awakening watching The Mummy. Clueless holds up so well. It holds up pretty good. Poison Ivy for me. Oh, yes. Yeah. Yeah, I could see that one. I know a lot of people watching The Mummy. Can you ever not be too into her Catwoman? I know, right? Like, dear God. Michelle Pfeiffer is Catwoman. Like, my top 3, like, I'm mildly obsessed with Michelle Pfeiffer growing up, but my top 3, I mean, her in Scarface, let's be honest, have you ever seen a more gorgeous human being in your entire life than Michelle Pfeiffer in Scarface? I don't think so. Like, she's so stunning in that movie. And, if I can be controversial yet brave for a moment, I'm going to say Michelle Pfeiffer in Grease 2. Specifically the scene where she is dressed all in black, doing a heartfelt song about Cool Rider. I want a COOLRIDER. I might have watched that so many times. You're turning on my date with the wax. Hey, go have fun. I don't know if anybody has ever seen the movie Grease 2, but I was obsessed with that when I was 9. I learned all the lyrics to that song. I used to perform it in my basement. We don't kink shame. We don't kink shame here. Nope. I am going to do cross hatching in here in yellow. I decided. And then, yeah, Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman is just the be-all and end-all. She is. She's on a date. She's playing Yahtzee. And she's watching a Slavic folk art. Does that not sound like the best date you could ever be on? Okay, how's my paper doing? I'm starting to get a little bit of wax buildup. So anybody that's new doing this art form, I find that after a while of working, you can kind of see on the paper towel, I sort of like it's discolored here. This is wax residue from like having my egg in the same spot and rolling it around. The wax builds up here. This can transfer onto your egg and leave you with like these little spaces where you get like discoloration. Like the wax residue causes your dye to not take very well in like little patches. We don't want patches, so I just every so often, I'll like flip the paper towel over. I'll just put a new piece down. Just a little tip, just a little tidbit. So here we go. Coming back to this. Okay. Get my tool warmed up and then go back in. So the nice thing about working on an ostrich compared to some of the other eggs I've worked on is you have so much room for detail. The overwhelming thing about working on an ostrich is that you have so much room for detail. Have you ever dropped an egg? Oh my God. So many. I drop eggs. My children come in and their little hands drop eggs. It's sometimes when I'm draining an egg, I get impatient and I'll crack an egg and I get real sad. Look, my Bridgerton egg. I'm still salty about this. I'm still salty about breaking this during draining. Anyways, yeah, to answer your question, lots. Vern, oh yeah, one time I threw a spoon on an egg and broke it. Was really sad about that. I do all kinds of things. You take it as a learning experience and you move on. You can't be upset. Yes, R.I.P. Vern. We had a full-on funeral for one of my eggs here on this page during one of my lives. We had like, I think I had bagpipes playing at one point. It was a lovely service. But I always say, Pisanke is a fickle mistress. She will punish you. You try rushing her, she will punish you. It's the most wonderful art form for teaching you patience and humility. Patience with yourself, patience for the art form, the patience to spend hours and hours and hours on a piece of art only to drop it at the last second when you take it out of the last die. Done that. Miss Dahlia. Broke her, had to do a second one. It happens, you know. That's part of life. Sometimes you work really hard on something and it falls apart at the last second. And you could be angry and bitter, or you can try again. So, it is what it is. It's gotta get back at it. The nice thing, you know, that happens when something falls apart is you learned so much in the process of doing it that the next time you redo it, because you have to, is you have all the knowledge and experience from making it before. So you usually end up making something even better. I have to name a new so it's the circle of life. I have to name a new character. They're non-binary and need a name to fit them. Any ideas? Are we looking for like a everyday name? Or are we looking for something more like sort of fantasy kind of? Are we Arrow? No idea why it popped in my head, but I did. That's cool. What are some good names? They're a gnome with skin that changes color. Ooh. That's cool. Oh, what's a good name for a gnome that changes color? Tourmaline, Vivid, Georgie. tourmaline is a multicolored stone. Opal is another one that's many colors. Opals have many, many colors in them. And then you could call them Opie for short. Do you like Vivid also? Yes. Call it Eerie, short for iridescent. Celeste. Ooh. Celeste is cool. Bow or bow for rainbow. Also cool. You guys are so creative in here. So many good options. I named 2 human children and that was stressful enough. It's one of those things, I think, when you have a kid where you're like, wow, this is stressful. Like, this is a name that they could have, like, potentially the rest of their life. Like, you want it to be a good one. Pepper. Pepper's cute. I was thinking plant-based, but all I can think of is, like, Daisy. Naming human child is, yeah. The first one we kind of lucked out. We just took like the middle name of both her grandmas. So like that one was, we just sort of took like family names. So that was like pretty easy. And the second one, I really liked our girl's name that we had picked out. So thank God we had a girl. But both times we really struggled to come up with boy names. Both times. Willow is a cool name. Willow. I like Willow. Jasper, yep. I said it would be so misspelled and mispronounced. You never realize how many people you hate until you try to name your child. Yes. Agreed. My husband and I never realized how many men we both hate. Until you try coming up with boys' names, but we lucked out. At both times. Baby came out and it was a girl. I was like, oh, thank God. Okay, cool. Then if they ever want to change their names, it's on them. I don't have to come up with a new one. The pressure's off me. I did it once. Virgil. Airy. Those are nice names. I like old people names on animals. Aw. Okay. Cambrium. Cool. Cambrium or Cambrium? I gave my kid an old person's name. Do you know what? Some of those like older names, like, you know, like Betty or Doris, or my grandpa's name was Alfred. And I thought that would be so, like, for a little boy, call him Alfie for short. Like, that's cute. Some of those older names are super cute, I think. I like them. All right, so that is where we are right now. And Alfie always makes me think of the Lily Allen song. Walter, till my dad was like, no, don't mean. Oh, Walter's kind of cute. Call him Wally for short. So, I think I am. Am I doing the little curly cues? Am I doing the curly cues? I think I want to do the curly cues. I think I want to do the curly cues. Yeah, I'm going to do the curly cues. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Okay. My sister always says that you have to envision your kids old when you name them. I would say envision yourself yelling at them. Envision yourself out on a playground yelling at them to like stop hitting their sister or something. Okay. Curly cues here. Bertha. Bertha! See, I would Bertha, I would just call him Birdie. Birdie's cute. Oh, Birdie. So mine's Kira. Okay, there we go. Lost my Kitska for a second. There we go. Birdie is cute. We don't punch people, just minions. The amount of things I have caught myself yelling, like we don't blah, blah, blah. Like we don't, we don't throw books in the bathtub. We don't use the toilet bowl brush as a magic wand. We don't, whatever. Like the amount of things I've caught myself walking around my house saying, we don't jump on the door of the dishwasher. It's not a trampoline. Like the amount of things that have come out of my mouth. Okay. So we're going to go do our curly cues. It's hard sometimes to get the right angle on these, but that last one was the youngest one. that last one was the youngest one. You're correct. The amount of things I've yelled at my youngest one, oh my God. We don't lick vehicles that aren't ours. Stop licking the vehicle. That was a big one for a while. Thank God the Ponderosa didn't happen when that kid was a toddler. She just had a penchant for... Oh, we don't pick up cigarette butts off of the sidewalk and eat them. Oh. I don't know how I'm not completely gray. That youngest one has put me through it. Floor candy at the mall does not go in our mouths. There we go. And we're just going to do that all the way around. I have a pet snake named Loki. Oh, that's cute. That's a great name. A little pet snake. Your neighbors do probably think you're a little bit lost the plot. Yeah, I like this. I'm glad I did that. Snakes give me the nails on a chalkboard feeling. That's what spiders go for me. Same fun. Well, you have a lovely evening at home with your boyfriend. I think they're great, but don't ask me to hold one. Oh, see, I think snakes are beautiful. They're so smooth. What kind of an egg is that? This is an ostrich egg. An ostrich. It's my first ostrich pisanka. And it's definitely been a learning curve. But I'm learning a lot. I'm learning a ton. It's a very different, a lot of people keep asking me about like the texture, like, is that tripping me up? And I really don't find it's been a problem. I mean, it's going to depend on, well, the final say will be at the very end when we take all the wax off, will be the final say of whether or not the texture was a problem. But I really don't feel like that has been a problem. For me, it's been just like working, because normally when I work, I rest my hand on the table or the desk or wherever I'm working. I'll rest my hand on the surface, but I can't do that obviously with this, hence why I have this roll of paper towel here beside me. That I'm using to rest. I don't know if you can kind of see. I'm resting my hand to steady my hand as I work. So it's a very different. It's a different angle that I'm used to working, and it's a little bit challenging. But as I said, I'm learning as I go. It's my first ostrich egg, so I am trying to give myself a lot of patience and grace, because I am not going to be automatically good at something the first time I try it. And that is okay. It doesn't mean that it is not worth doing. In fact, the stuff that you're not good at, it's like the best thing to do. It's the most important thing to do, is the stuff that you're not good at. You just woke up from a surprise nap. Oh no! You're gonna be awake until oh no, you're gonna be awake till like 3 a.m. Oh no! I've done that before. Woken up from a surprise nap at like 10:30, 11, and then been like, oh god, no. Let's fill that up with some more wax. I'm fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm fine. Oh. I'm sorry. That sucks. I'll be asleep again like minutes after that. Wow. I hope you're feeling okay. You've had a lot going on with like moving and all that, so it could just be your body's way to be like, you know what? You need some extra sleep right now. Going okay. What is your favorite kind of egg to decorate? I mean, I like them all for different reasons. I feel like I really like duck eggs. They're very smooth. They're a little bit bigger than chicken's eggs, and they're very smooth. So maybe those ones? I'll say those ones. Okay, what am I doing? What am I doing? Where am I going? How many hours? Oh, Helen, thank you. Helen. Sorry if I'm not saying it right. I'm terrible for pronouncing names. I'm so sorry. How many hours have I put into this egg so far? Oh gosh. Oh, Helen, thank you very much. Very, very much. I mean, a few. How many lives have I done? So I've been working on this slowly during my lives. I've done a little bit of work on it, not on my lives, but I've mostly been working on it during my lives, and my lives are kind of 2 to 3 hours-ish. And oh gosh, how many hours in? I mean, at least 10. I'm at least 10 hours in at this point, probably a little more. Yeah, I started it at the beginning of July. Somewhere in the ballpark of 10 to 15 hours. Somewhere in there. About 18-ish is guess. That's probably about right. Let's go with that. About 18 hours. I'm about 18 hours in. She is a labor o' love. A labor o' love. I would probably be quicker if I knew what I was doing, but I'm figuring out a lot of stuff as I go. So that, and there's so much surface area. Like I said, the great thing about an ostrich egg is there's so much room for design. And the overwhelming thing about an ostrich is there's so much room for design. So you're kind of, you know, it's a little bit of a catch-22, right? You've got all the room to put all the cool designs, but then it's like, what do you put? And where? Okay. I know, I saw that where the acid where she had it stored, it was too hot of a temperature. So it melted her wax off. Oh, I felt so bad for her after putting all that time in. I mean, it makes me feel better, and I so appreciate when artists do that. Like, I always try to be honest and like post my like successes as well as my failures, because I think it's so important. Even somebody like Catherine, who's obviously like so talented and like expert level talent, right? Even she can make a mistake where it doesn't really, like, does not turn out, you know? And I think that's so important, because sometimes, especially when you're first starting, you can feel like, you know, you look at these amazing artists and you're like, I'm just never gonna be able to do that. I'm never going to be that talented. I'm never going to, you know, where's that happen in Bad Egg and Not a Burnt Kid? Yeah, exactly. But I'm just always so appreciative when other artists show their failings, because it's a reminder that, we're all always learning, and we're all always making mistakes, and like nobody starts a project and does every single step of the like it never goes perfectly every step of the way, right? And even if you have been doing this art form for a long time, like things can still go wrong, and it's okay. And it's such, you know, sometimes because so many things can go wrong, sometimes it feels overwhelming and you feel like, oh, I suck at this. I shouldn't even watch. I shouldn't even try it because, you know, all these other people are making these amazing pieces of art and I can't do, you know, anything right and I don't know. I'm one of those people, I struggle with negative self-talk, and it's something that I've really worked on over the years. And it's just good to remember that even experts make mistakes sometimes, and it is okay. You learn from your mistake and you move on. Okay. Okay. I always find myself coming back to your videos because they're so Oh, thank you. Oh, the other side. So the other side, almost done. It's got one more guy here. But so here's the other side. So I've got these. Now they were supposed to be kitty willows. I even brought down a reference, which I then completely ignored and did more of a leaf shape. But they're brown branches and then the white little poofs on them. So they probably won't look like kitty willows, but I have to say kitty willows. I don't want to get banned, but we all know what they are. So I've got those. I've got a little bit of line work, and then I've got these daisies, these black-eyed Susans. So they're brown and then they're yellow leaves. And so that's sort of what I have going on. So they're very different. They're very, very different. Thank you. I added those yesterday or the day before. I added those. They're yellow, just for a little bit of pizzazz. And then, yeah, and then I've got this side here. And then I've got my border as well that I'm working on. So lots of things. Lots of things. Oh, thank you. So you can, some people like to do their egg one whole, like the same. I can never make my mind up. So when are you dipping it again? So I think I'll finish up the stuff that I want yellow, and then I will do a vinegar wash. And then on Sundays live, I go live on Sunday, kind of 3 to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I think I will dip it in turquoise, glacier turquoise, which is a very pretty light turquoisey blue from Ukrainian Accessories. So I'm going to do that on Sundays live. So it's been quite a while working on putting the yellow on, but it's such a pretty yellow. So how's Zeppy? GG Zeppy. He's good. He's gotten more, I swear to God, my camera roll, I've got so many pictures of this. I've had him, it'll be a week tomorrow, and oh my gosh, it's like my whole camera roll is this kitten. It's hilarious. But he's a little bit more comfortable and confident now. The older cat and him are taking naps together, which is really nice. And the dog and him get along as well, which is really nice. I mean, I knew the dog and him were gonna get along because my dog is she is so sweet. She is such a sweetheart. She's like the sweetest old dog. Yeah, he'll probably make an appearance on Sunday's Live again, I'm sure. I think he's getting cuddles upstairs right now, or I would show him to you guys, but he's upstairs getting cuddles. So I'm so obsessed with this kitten. He's so flipping cute. Yeah, I do too. Old dogs are just sweet old dogs. I love her breed. She's a mix of a blue heeler and an Aussie Shepherd. And I'm telling you guys, if you want a dog that is good with kids, she has just been so, like, I could not recommend that particular mix enough. You know, she's just the sweetest thing. Just the sweetest dog. I love this. Where do you get inspo for your designs? My brain. I don't know. Sometimes I just get an idea in my head, and like, I mean, sometimes my kids, I'll show you a couple. So sometimes my kids ask me for certain things. So these are obviously, so there's Totoro. I've got more traditional design on the back of that. And then Jack Shellington. And our senior is just getting grouchy in her old age, but so sweet with the baby. Oh, yeah. I feel like dogs just know. They just know. So sometimes I get that. Sometimes I get inspired by my garden. Sometimes I get inspired by my pets. You know, we love our animals. There's my Poe, my old kitty cat. Sometimes we get inspired by Pride Month. We do a whole series of Pride eggs. That was a fun series. So, it's whatever. Sometimes we get inspired by movies and TV. There is my Bridgerton egg. I showed that I broke while draining it. There is Romeo and Juliet. So I did those. This is the Claire Danes and Leonardo DiCaprio one. So yeah, I just whatever I got kicking around in my brain. I love Instagram. There's a lot of like super talented artists on Instagram that I follow that are always doing really beautiful, like more oh, the NB one. Here it is. Here it is. I'm really proud of this one because I got the colors bang on. So. Oh, you haven't seen? I've got a video back. If you look through some of my playlists, it's either in Pasunke or Pasunke Part 2. Another one that I really loved. Where is it? My St. Patrick's Day eggs. I really liked. So this one, I just looked online for 4-leaf clover designs, and I kind of saw one with like Celtic knots, and then I saw one with like this sort of intertwiney kind of stem, and then I decided to make it into hearts, and then I decided to add this little part in the middle and stuff. So sometimes I'll see stuff online and then add to it, change it slightly. Instagram is an amazing place. Oh, I sometimes just nature. Love a monarch. Love a monarch. I love butterflies. So yeah, it just depends. It's whatever. It's whatever kind of a mood I'm in. A monarch landed on you? That's so cool. I always feel like butterflies are good omens. So if a butterfly kind of flies near you or lands on you, I always find that that's a really good, I feel, it's my belief anyways. I felt like a queen, as you should. Feels, yeah, it's like a little, where is it? So it's a little bit of like a optical illusion kind of. I also kind of feel like it looks like a butterfly wing. So yeah, but I kind of just, yeah, sometimes I get an idea in my brain and I just have to do it until it's, so I can see it, or else it won't leave my brain and it becomes like a bit of an obsession. Butterflies landing on or near people are signs that a spirit is visiting you. Oh, cool. Hummingbirds are like that for me. They always remind me of my aunt, so I feel like she's there. There's this specific type of little brown bird. I can't remember the name, but it's like this one specific little brown bird that is I feel like it's my grandma. She used to do China painting and stuff, and I remember one of her little paintings of a bird. And yeah, I just, whenever I see them, I'm like, oh, it's my grandma. My grandpa comes to me in 4-leaf clovers, which is also lovely. Is that a lemon? That would have to be a big old lemon. This is an ostrich egg. I'm doing a Slavic folk art called pisanke. It's like a wax relief method. You do a series of dyeing and then writing on the egg with beeswax to seal in the dyes. New drinking rule. Anytime anyone asks if it's a lemon. Well, I will be, so all I really have left that I want to do now on this one, as I say, now I'm rethinking. I'm like, is that all I want to do? I kind of feel like maybe I need to do something in here. But what? But what? But what? I doubt that. Oh no, I'm so sad to hear that. I hope her daughter's okay. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. Well, I hope that ends well. I hope that ends well. It's always scary. It's always, oh, it's, man, this last little while has been so flippin' hard. It's been so flippin' hard for everybody for so many reasons. Her daughter has 3 little kids. Oh, yeah. It's hard. That's hard. I remember my husband and I having that conversation at the beginning of the Ponderosa about like our will, and you know, it's challenging when you have kids, because it's the gravity of, okay, if something happens to both of us, where are these kids gonna go? And that's always a challenging question. If you are able to easily answer that question, if something were to happen to me and my partner, where would my children go? If you are able to easily answer that question, I am so happy for you. That's probably one of the hardest questions I've had to answer in my life. So I really hope your friend's daughter is okay. We're also having it bad here. There's a lot of I I'm in Alberta. We've always fancied ourselves as the Texas of Canada, so to speak. I think we're more of the Florida. No offense to anyone if they're from Florida. I just feel like there's always shenanigans coming out of Florida, just like there seems to always be shenanigans coming out of Alberta. But, yeah. Oh, man, that's hard. And with this new Delta, like there's, you know, the people that are vaccinated aren't necessarily dying or ending up in hospital, but they're still getting sick. Like, it's scary. It's scary. I have a lot more anger about anti-vaxxers now than I did in the spring. My height towards anti-vaxxers happened when my youngest daughter was under a year old. She couldn't be immunized yet for the measles. You get that around a year old, and we had a measles outbreak in my area. And it was challenging. And I was postpartum and experiencing a lot of frustration. I was not my best self during that time. I had a lot of anger for anti-vaxxers during that time. Social phobia, and then the pen. Oh, I'm sorry. That's hard. I struggle with some generalized anxiety, but I've noticed myself since the pandemic started. I really can't do people anymore. I can't do people. Like, crowds, forget it. It's not happening. And I think I realized just how much I would mask before when I was in like a large gathering of people, like just how much it took out of me to quote unquote like appear normal and appear like I wasn't internally losing my, you know, whole kit and caboodle. And now after like being kind of inside and kind of a bit of a recluse for the last year and a half and having not had to do it, it's like a whole skill set that I have now lost. Oh, I'm missing stuff. Oh, if somebody is wondering where to go to get supplies, if you would like to try this art form, here it is, UkrainianAccessories.com. This is a Canadian company. Support your small business. Bezos does not need another Johnson rocket. But yeah, UkrainianAccessories.com. All the prices on here are in Canadian dollars, so my American friends will be less monies for you. And then yeah, Crafty Lady 10 will save you 10% at checkout. But all the dyes I get, all the tools, everything, it's all on this website. Kathy is lovely. This egg is turning out so. Oh, thank you, appreciate that. It's a learning curve. It's been every step of the way, but we're making it through. I'm happy. I'm pleased. I'm making sure to be like patient with myself, and even though it's not perfect and there's like little imperfections here and there, I'm being patient with myself because this is my first ostrich. I'm out of my element, and I'm just proud of myself for even doing it. Because normally this is the kind of thing that I would just get so overwhelmed. Tips, getting started, mistakes. So I have a playlist on my page, Pisanke for beginners, that's got some info that might help you. I am slowly building up a YouTube that I'm going to do more detailed sort of, more detailed kind of tutorials for beginners. As far as mistakes go, here's the deal with, like, if you make a mistake, I've always found that the residue from the wax, it's very hard to get off and have the dye take in that area. So my feelings on mistake is there are no mistakes. There's just opportunities for new designs. These Black-Eyed Susans are a perfect example. Had a big blob of wax accidentally drip out of my Kitska right there. Panicked. Danielle suggested turning it into a daisy. So that's what we did. It was not a mistake. It was an opportunity for a new design. So that's my little Bob Ross moment. Happy little accidents. Yeah. Your first couple of eggs, I always say, are kind of like, they're your practice run. Give yourself grace and patience and know that you are not going to be amazing at this right out of the get-go. And that is okay. All pusanque are beautiful. And I feel that. I've felt that way forever, and I will feel that way forever. This one, my youngest made, she was like 4 or 5 when she made this. I love it. I think it's so cool. Is it, a traditional, Ukrainian, design? No, but it's so cool looking. It looks like some kind of cool graffiti, right? I love this egg. So don't be afraid to do, God, I've got Jack Skellington and Totoro on eggs. Like, don't be afraid to go off the wall and do something different. You don't have to do these like super geometrical designs. You can. They're really fun. They're very soothing and like they're very soothing to do. I find these sort of like rhythmic, kind of methodical. The divots in the surface aren't really proving to be a problem. Again, I guess the final say will be at the very end when I take the wax off. We'll see if they were actually a problem or not. I won't be able to say for sure until the very end, but it hasn't really been an issue. I haven't really felt like it's been an issue. Like, I feel like it's filling in. It hasn't felt like when you drive a car and you hit a pothole, it hasn't felt like that. I don't know why, but it hasn't. So I don't know if that is helpful to you or not. But yeah. Eggs are rotted, scared to drill them. Tits on cleaning that out. Yeah, do a live and have 800 people show up and watch you draining a rotten egg and gagging. It's super fun. It's not at all anxiety inducing. Never done that before in my life. Ugh. I find like at a certain point your eggs kind of go bad and you can't drain them because it's like they're too solid inside. At that the live that we don't speak about anymore. What I will say, so this one has never been drained. Not everybody said lacquer eggs and don't drain. Yeah, some people do that. Some people never ever drain their eggs. I never drained my eggs growing up. You know who we haven't seen in a hot minute? Let me blow out my candle. Who haven't we seen in a hot minute? Where is she? Let's find her. Where is she? Isn't she lovely? Isn't she wonderful? Miss Congeniality, 1998. So, Miss Congeniality, 1998. So this is an egg that I made when I was a kid. I was like 5-ish when I made this. Finish your beverage. I love that you guys are still doing the drinking game. I love it. But yeah, so that's a solidified egg yolk in there. I never drained this one, and it's 30 some odd years old. I mean, yeah, it's really been a hot minute. But yeah, so you don't necessarily have to drain them. What I will say is a good idea to rotate them. So what my mom used to do, let me not use that container. What can I use? This container. Is this a safe one? Yeah, like these are a whole bunch that I never drained. Because to be honest, I just didn't get to it. But what my mom would do is she would store them, right, in these egg containers, and then every 6 months she would like flip them. And so what happens is like the insides sort of dry out evenly. And and you don't end up where it's like all kind of on one side of the shell. They're less likely to break. Occasionally you will have one break. It smells like rotten, like it smells like a gas leak. There's many a time I'd get home from school and I would be like, did an egg bust in the china cabinet, or is there a gas leak in this house? And of course I'd be home alone because, you know, Gen X, elder millennial things. And I'd just be like, no, I'm going to go watch Blossom. I think it's fine. So, better go watch Blossom. I have an absolute horror story about rotten eggs and I can't stop thinking about that. Oh, I'm sorry. I also have a horror story about rotten eggs, but half of you got to see it live, so... But yeah, you don't necessarily have to drain them. I prefer it just because, yeah, growing up, I smelled one too many eggs that had burst in a china cabinet, so fun experience as a viewer. God, how many random things have I done on lives? I broke one of my childhood eggs on a live. I set things on fire on my lives. I've burnt myself on lives. I've broken eggs on lives. I've drained rotten eggs on lives. You just never know what you're gonna get. What I mean by that is I am a consummate professional. I'm an expert. Told a story about, oh yeah, I've got a few cruise ship stories, but I think I told you the story about the crankies on my live, which you all seem to quite enjoy. Worked several years in his fridge in his office and asked if we wanted to see inside them, so he cracked them open. No, why would he do that? He's a biology teacher. Why would he do that? Oh my God. No. Says the one that drained a rotten egg on her live. Why would he do that? They were unhatched, fertilized chicks. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I feel like that would be traumatizing. Why would he forgot about them somehow? Why do men? Sorry. Sorry. Oh my Lord. How do you just forget? Sorry. I feel like that would be kind of traumatizing. Dear Lord. Oh my goodness. Wait a minute. Well, I feel less bad about my rotten egg live now. I feel less bad about that. I feel less bad about that now. Guys, I thought I was petting my cat and it was just my blanket. Sarah, I think you need to go to bed. Go back to bed. Oh my God. Oh. Go back to bed. Oh, go back to bed, Sarah. You're tired. You need to go back to bed. You need a full night's rest, girl. I think Danielle might have done that last week as well. I think you're right. I think you're right. Yeah, go back. It's time. It's time to go back to bed. That is a sign. One of my favorite videos is a video of like a brand new dad of a newborn, like walking around the house, holding a blanket, like bundled up and like, you know, rocking it and trying to soothe it. And it's like just an empty blanket. There's no baby in it. He's just so sleep deprived and delirious. It's just been like walking around the house trying to soothe the baby for the last week with no sleep. And he's just like, oh. It's one of my favorite videos on the internet that I've seen. Said you had to go to bed. They never specified you had to sleep. I'm out of wax. Why is bed less comfy than couch? Hey, man, you just sleep all night on the couch. I've done it. I feel like my husband gets his best sleeps on our couch, probably because there's no children climbing in beside him and kicking him. Couch small and leather, no good for sleeps. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Cat keeps stinking us out of the bedroom. That is funny. My dog will do that. My gosh. Every now and then my dog will get into the cat's food. And it definitely does not agree with her stomach. And whoa, that dog can clear a room real quick. It is intense. My oldest daughter and I were having like a, not super serious, but like a more serious conversation last week. And in the middle of it, our dog let out just like the biggest, loudest fart, and it was like right at like a really serious kind of like point in the conversation. It was just so funny. So we're having this really deep conversation, and then the dog just let it rip. I was like, thank you for your input, Ashes. Thank you so much. Okay, we're getting there, folks. We're getting there. Mr. Lives, I finally found you again. Hello! Yeah, a lot of people are saying, like, even if they have the notifications on for my lives, they're not getting them. So I go through spells where TikTok does not like me, I guess. I'm schmamato band-aided. Or just does not put any of my stuff out, and then every now and then it will. So I'm always here, hanging out, doing my thing. Sometimes TikTok feels like showing my videos, sometimes it doesn't. But I'm always hanging out here. That's a big egg. It is. It's been a learning curve, let me tell you. When you're used to working on stuff that size, and now you have, like, I'm resting my arm on a piece of paper towel to steady my hand. It has taken some getting used to. So I've taken to calling her a big mama, because she big. She big. Is it going to be... Oh, it's already drained. It came drained. So I have seen a process where people are draining ostrich eggs. There is power tools involved. I'm not allowed to use power tools. I mean, sometimes I do. I try to avoid using them if I can, because usually bad things happen when I use power tools. If I use power tools, I need supervision. I'll say that. Okay, so now we're going to go around and make this into like a little star. Personal policy or husband policy? Both. Both. Definitely both. Definitely both. He knows me and I know myself. Okay, so I started with like my little sort of like tic-tac-toe kind of a situation. And then I just sort of start at the top and go in. And it turns it into like a little, kind of like a little starbursty kind of a situation. Like a flag, maybe? I don't know what to call this. It's a very... This is helping my chair. Oh, good. I'm glad. Sarah's on her inhaler right now. It's great. Sarah, I think you're in that phase where you're so tired, everything is funny. Which I sometimes get to on here. Sometimes it's nice to be like in the digital realm, because like you get to enjoy people but not have to people, if that makes sense. Sierra, what did I miss? What did Sierra say? What did Sierra say? That's wildly, will you? But okay, she misread petting and I choked. Just gonna leave it there. I'm just gonna leave it there. We'll never forget trampoline stamp. Funniest thing ever. Oh, trampoline stamp. I was like doubled over almost. It was like cry laughing. I almost peed my pants that night. I was laughing so hard. Okay, so yeah. So we're turning our little... that is a very old school trampoline frog forever. When are we getting a frog on a trampoline? It's going to come eventually. I'm going to do a frog on a trampoline and no one will... There'll be like 20 people that understand, but those 20 people will think it's the funniest thing in the world. Everyone else will be like, what in God's name? Yeah, it's very, very similar to a quilt block. That's old school design on Pisanke. Very old school. As I imagine, it's probably really old school design in quilting. Working around the drilled part is always a challenge. Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's frogly. Oh, God. Oh, dear Lord. Colds during COVID are stressful. They truly are. They truly are. Little rockets. That was a good night. That was fun. I was like, I couldn't even talk. I was just wheezing. Sitting here on a live, trying to look like a professional, which I never do, which whatever, it's fine. Allergies as well. Yes, agreed. But I wasn't even laughing. I think I was just making a wheezing sound that night. I was like, people that were just tuning in were probably like, what in God's name is this? What is going on? I'm mature now. I want a trampoline tattoo on my lower back just for lulz. Imagine me going in, because like I've often thought, like, should I get this? So for those of you that don't know already, I have a really wonderful late 90s, early 2000s tramp stamp on my lower back, because of course I did. And it's a butterfly, which my child, when she was like 3 years old, 4 years old, told me looked like a bat sleeping upside down. So that was cool. And I've often thought, should I get it removed? Should I get a cover up done? How fantastic would it be if I go into a tattoo parlor and I'm like, I have this tramp stamp on my lower back. It's a butterfly. I would like to get a cover up done. And he'd be like, oh, yes, of course. Like, or her, whoever, the tattoo artist. Like, oh, yes. You know, see this a lot. Lots of cover ups for tramp stamps. No problem. What would you like done? Yes, I would like a frog jumping on a trampoline. You want a cover up tattoo to cover up this butterfly on your lower back. Yes, that is what I would like. And you want it to be a frog jumping on a trampoline. Yes, that is the cover up I would like done on my lower back. Yes, please. Oh my God. It would be fantastic. A good artist won't judge you in front of you. Good to know. I don't want to be judged when I'm getting my trampoline cover-up done. Oh, we're almost done, guys. We're almost there. We're almost done. Keywords, in front of you. Yes, internally they will be judged. I'm sure when I got that tattoo when I was 19, I'm sure the tattoo artist was judging me internally. I'm sure they were like, well, this is going to be... She's going to hate this in 5 years. I'm sure he was. Actually, somewhere in my mom's house, somewhere, I did an egg. I did a pisanka of my tattoo. So somewhere I have an egg with my tattoo on it. I should find it and I can show you all, because I'm certainly not showing you my lower back. I mean, we're friends, but I ain't getting that sucker out. Those days are done. If you didn't see it in the early 2000s, you missed your window. She is. His name's Connor. They were watching the live and playing Yahtzee. She mysteriously disappeared. So hopefully that means the date's going well. The tribal train of the early 2000s. Oh, God. So many terrible tattoos from that time. So many. So many terrible tattoos, so little time. So many terrible armbands. My husband has one. We are a matching set. Him with his armband. Me with my tramp stamp. We are a matching set. Oh my gosh. Twice this week have had to explain things to my 9-year-old. The first one I had to explain to her was Jersey Shore. She was telling me how sometimes when she feels like she's having a bad day, she'll go on YouTube and watch Troom Troom because it makes her feel better. She's like, at least I'm not stupid enough to believe these things are real. And I'm like, I mean, I get that. I feel like that's why I used to watch Jersey Shore. And she was like, what's Jersey Shore? And I was like, oh, child, let me tell you. So I tried to explain Jersey Shore to her, and she was like, Mom, like, WTF. And then I had to explain Flava Flav to her, which involved the sentence, okay, now just picture taking a wall clock off of the wall, putting it on a necklace, and just wearing it around. And she was like, why would you do that? And I was like, well, why not? It was a good week. It was a good week. Cabs are here. It's t-shirt time. When I had kids, I would sing it's t-shirt time, but I would sing it's bath time to them when they were babies. Because, you know, A+ parenting. My friends literally just had Flava Flav at their house. Like, actually? Really? I have questions. Mostly, I would just love to shake his hand and be like, I just want you to know that Flava of Love was one of my favorite reality TV shows that I ever watched. It was phenomenal. My friend was working on his car. That's amazing. That's amazing. He still looks exactly the same. Of course he does. Black people don't age. They don't age. He'd be like 70 and look 35. Meanwhile, I'm shriveled up like a raisin. I do. I look like a wrinkled potato. It's our genetics. White people, we age like raisins. Like, we just look terrible as we age. Everybody else ages so well, and us, we're like, oh, whoops, what happened? Meanwhile, I got asked if I knew about the seniors discount when I was 35. Oh, no. Oh, no. I always feel like I look good until I have a conversation with my kids and they troll me and let me know how not good I look. And I'm like, oh, okay, yep, all right, well. Have children so that you can be humbled and have absolutely no illusions about how you look. I was mistaken for my friend's mother. No. That's terrifying. No. I mean, like, if I'm being completely honest, I do. So my camera, I've got a little gadget gizmo thingy that goes around my neck. The only thing is getting used to an ostrich egg. Filming an ostrich egg is challenging. Trying to get the right angle. I feel like I'm better now. But when I first started this at the beginning of July, I was like, oh my God, it was very hard to get it in frame and work on it and keep track of like where it was on the screen. And like, it's still a challenge, but I feel like I've gotten better at it. But yeah, it's a challenge. It's a challenge. But actually, I don't mind, as I've gotten older and I look older, I don't mind it. Because, like, I'm, like, invisible now when I go out, and I quite like it, if I'm being completely honest. I have friends of mine, I remember them being like, oh, you just wait until you're 40, and, like, no one looks at you, no one whistles at you anymore when you walk down the street, like, you know, no one, like, you're just invisible. And I'm like, why are you saying this like it's a bad thing? Like, I will say, like, I go out now, nobody cares, nobody hits on me, I am invisible, and it's, like, glorious. I love it. Go out in public and I'm just left alone. They probably didn't have the social anxiety that would help you. If you go alone, you're gonna get. Well, do you know what, my friends, and like I've started talking to my oldest daughter about this. I've noticed as I've gotten older and like people I know have gotten older, when you are in your youth, very what society would deem beautiful, like you fit a certain aesthetic, right? The people that I know that really sort of depended on that have had a really hard time aging. And the people that I know that enjoyed like their looks and being young and being beautiful, but also like were going to school and building their lives and building careers and just had other things going on than just being a beautiful person. A, they've aged great, and B, they're like happy. Like their looks weren't what was keeping, have never been what was keeping their brain together. You know, their looks weren't what was keeping them together. And the people that I know, that the looks were the thing that was keeping them together. When the looks start to fade, everything kind of falls apart. So it's just something I've noticed as an almost 40-year-old, looking at the people around me as they've also aged with me. I'm like, interesting. Okay. Your mom was kidnapped? That's crazy. I'm so sorry she went through that. Wow. That's nuts. I'm so sorry she went through that. That would be very traumatic. Okay, I know. I need to have something going on in here. I just don't know what. Am I out of ideas? I think I might be out of ideas. That's okay because it's bedtime, folks. It is getting to be that time. I am out of ideas. So I need something kind of in this. I just don't know exactly what I want. Or maybe some in here? Maybe I want some in here. Yeah. It's been bedtime for a while. Okay, so we got our yellow in the center of our petals. We've got some yellow dots. I added a yellow line here. I think I might do something in here as well. But we got quite a lot of yellow on here. We got our little yellow sort of quilting pattern, if you will. And so that's in the border. And then we got the center of our flowers here. I did some line work on here in yellow. We got this in yellow. We got some yellow. We got some yellow on here. We are going to put a little bit more, probably tomorrow. I will put a little bit more yellow somewhere in here. Or in here. Not totally sure what yet. I might just fill it in and keep it solid. Who knows? I might do that. I might just fill it in. But that is it for tonight. So I will finish the little bit of yellow that I want to do tomorrow. And then I'm going to, I think I'll do a little bit of a wash back just so that Glacier Turquoise has the best chance of taking as nicely as possible. So when I come back here on Sunday afternoon at 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, I will show you all what it looks like dyeing this egg turquoise. I've got my big old popcorn bowl, and yeah, that's what I use to dye my eggs. So I'll have on my gloves and my popcorn bowl, and you can see me all dye this sucker Glacier Turquoise. And yeah, so I hope everybody enjoyed tonight's live. Those of you that are new, thank you for joining us. Those of you that have been here a while, thank you for entertaining me as always and answering everybody's questions. I appreciate it. And I will see everybody back here on Sunday. Gigi Zeppi will probably make an appearance or 2 or 3 or 4 on Sunday's Live because I am obsessed with that kitten, and it's my whole camera feed right now is on my phone is just this kitten. It's like this egg and that kitten is like my whole camera roll right now. So everybody go to bed, get a nice sleep. I hope you have nice, wonderful, relaxing dreams of pretty patterns. If you are watching this down under and you are just starting your day, I hope you are nice and relaxed and you have a great day. And yeah, I will see. Oh, I will give that cat all the cuddles and all the kisses and all the cuddles. I hope everybody has a great Saturday, and I will see you all back here on Sunday, friends. Have a good one. Bye-bye.